So we have the countdown and then I go.
World Federation Incorporated Women Accelerate presents Empress Sadie Saunders.
Greetings, greetings and blessings to each and everyone on this wonderful Sunday evening. I know you're all going to see that my background has changed. I'm coming to you live and live from the office of the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated Local 26. We are coming quite a staple on the map, and for those who see us, they're going to see our green, yellow, and red flag, our lion flag. Even I guess Rasbuki is paying quite attention because he told me the one outside is the Chinese version. So I know Rasbuki is always up and coming. But if you look at our show today, he will see we have the Ethiopian flag from Addis Ababa. But you know, Rasbuki is a good character. So hail to Rasbuki and also to the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated that just had our convention and we elected our new government to run the 2026-2027 stretch. And we want to give our congratulations to Dr. James W. Winborn, who have been also a member of our Local 26 as our second director. So we want to congratulate Dr. James Winborn on his win as the president, international president of the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated. And a congratulations to all the other members who have retained their seat. And for the new members as well, we give a congratulations. So we at the Ethiopian World Federation, we do have convention and we pick our new government for the executive body every July 16th, 17th. We would be in convention and election mode. So that has just passed. I myself had a big part in getting the logistics done. I tried my best to facilitate my family in the Federation, and I learned quite a few things as well. So I was happy to serve and be of service to the family. And we are here this evening as the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated Woman Auxiliary Local 26. It's your host, Sadie Gomez, coming to you live and live. And you know what we do here. We have just been off for 2 weeks because, as I said, we were doing convention. So we were in that type of mode. But we are back, and what we do here, we take things that are normally put under the rug, we examine it, and then we simply put it back. So there are two main things that are really rug turning. And one is Nolan Wells. Nolan Wells, a young man who was unalive in some mysterious circumstances. We want to talk about Nolan Wells. But also, we want to talk about 71 school girls between the age of 13 to 15 who showed up in a tunnel quite mysteriously. So we want to hit up on that as well. And these young women were from a Jewish school, so we know 13-year-old Jewish girls don't go running around by themselves. So how are 71 Jewish girls found in a tunnel because they took a wrong turn, so without any supervision? So we know that is quite sinister and quite unusual, as I must say. So this is something else that we would examine for this evening. So again, I want to greet everyone who came out to studio in-house and the million viewers that are out there watching. And noticeably absent is our guest, Peter Shiloh, who probably fell asleep on us this evening. But of course, once he come on, we're happy to have him. But I'm here with the engineer Charlie, who is always here, and we are not sleeping. We are ready to just go. So this evening, it's wonderful for us that we could reflect upon things gone by, things that are so pleasant, not so pleasant, and of course, we are going to see and try to relate to the situation with Nolan Wells. Now, this young man was unalive. It seems like a long time ago because it was the 4th of July. But since we didn't come on for 2 weeks, I was, unable to bring it within the live. time it was happening, because we like to bring things fresh so we can really touch upon it. But Nolan Wells, a young man, I believe in his 20s, young black man, I should say, was unalive, take up his stool, unalive on the 4th of July in a quite mysterious circumstance. Nolan Wells' body was found on a beach. He was without a cell phone and, of course, unalive. It seems that they went to an island somewhere, and because the place that they went to, they had to take a boat to get there. So it seems like they were young men having fun hanging out, and they went to this place, and Nolan never returned. The other children who were there with them, they returned safely to their parents' house, but Nolan was unalive, found later on a beach. Now, the circumstances at B also shows that you were out with friends. So, is it that you told your friends you would like to stay back? Or is it that your friends left you back? But what was so noticeable was the fact that the friends were left with his cell phone, but he was on the beach, found on the beach unalive. And rumor has it that maybe, I'm not sure if all his body parts were intact, but we have our brilliant studio out there, and they will give us an example of what probably happened or what they heard happened. So we are bringing this out there on our Sunday evening, pull under the rug story. It did happen around the 4th of July, or on the 4th of July, which is quite a ritualistic day for the American societies, whether we like it or not. Rituals are done on certain given days. The 4th of July is one of them. Not to mention Thanksgiving, the big turkey day. So that's another story for another turkey. So we are seeing Nolan Wells. We're seeing a young man unalive, a young man that hung out with five of his Caucasian friends, and they returned home and he didn't. So, in examining Nolan Wells, what I want to say, in some very affluent societies where we have the affluent blacks, they are middle to upper class, so they believe themselves to be different. I want to say something here. It may not fit, this cap may not fit everyone, so you don't have to wear it if the cap don't fit you. Or if the glove don't fit, don't wear it. But all the same, parents, I put the blame here. A lot of parents, when they have come up the ladder as far as status quo goes, or as far as making it, or as far as the white picket fence and the car park and the garage, you see your children and you sort of steer them into the direction of what friends they should have, because you know that you don't want them to end up with Shaquana down the road for the projects. So you would rather he hang out with Rachel, because it might be more convenient for him in his social and economic growth as far as being a man or person upon the earth. So sometimes parents who are affluent sort of steer their children into having what we call rich friends. Now, sometimes your rich friends might be a little bit different friends, and especially in your hue, in your tone, so that you would look different, but your money is the same. So monetarily, you all are kind of equal because your father's a doctor, John father's a doctor, David father's a doctor. So you fall in line. No big thing. It's good that you are you don't have to suffer as a poor black boy. But sometimes these friends are not really your friends. Because let's say, for example, I'm going to give a real case. You have five white boys and one black boy. And here comes the white girls, the pretty ones. Do you know who she's going to choose? With some strange curiosity, she wants the black boy. Don't you know what that's going to bring on? A problem with his white friends. Because the best of the lot has just chosen the black boy in the bunch, and these four guys is hoping that Susie choose him. And no, she chose Nolan. But Nolan, you're a black boy, and Susie's the prettiest one in the group, and she's blonde and blue eyes. We all want her. But she wants Nolan. That could also bring on a sort of vibes because I've seen that happen, because there's a lot of young white girls who has the Kardashian fever and they just want to go after another Kanye West and everything like that. So we see this happening within the mix of things. So we are wondering now if Nolan friends felt any tinge of jealousy towards him that they would want to unalive him. Now we don't know that because there's no evidence to show that Nolan friend unalive him. So then what really happened to Nolan? So I'm putting it out there. And for my wonderful studio audience, I know Charlie's here with me. I am not able to see Shiloh this moment. I know he probably will join us shortly if he can. So, Charlie, I'm just putting you on the spot as to the Nolan Wells story.
Well, greetings and good evening.
Briefly.
But there's a lot to the story. The story has so many different levels to it. You got to kind of pick which direction you want to come from because it is extremely diverse. I mean, we're talking about the dynamic of a white boy, black kids hanging out with white kids, the dynamic of just
Just improvement.
the racial element that's involved with it, the dynamic of the body being missing, seen, showing up. What do the friends have to do with it? And then this whole thing when they got the body to DC, some of the parts of the boy Nolan Wells organs were missing.
Interesting.
Specifically, the throat organs. And so, what they're trying to say is that the first autopsy, the first coroner removed them. So, when they got to DC, they could not really do a full autopsy because they could not determine whether he was strangled. They couldn't determine whether he really drowned because they couldn't find, there's no water in the lungs. Um, there are a bunch of things that they could not do, but the body had apparently other uh, bruises on it. So there's just so many angles to look at it. And then there's the dynamic of this becoming a pattern, right? Which is really the scary thing. There have been a number and a noticeable increase in hanging of young black men and the police department covering it up and saying that it was suicide. Now listen, black people don't commit suicide like that. We ain't going out to no tree. We ain't hanging ourselves. We not lynching ourselves. We not doing that. Yeah,
But it has some crimes that do not relate to black people, and that's one of them. Definitely one of
that's one
them.
of them. Right.
Yeah,
Suicide is not one of them. We every now and then you may have one in 1,000 or maybe
right.
one in 2,000 decide that they want to take their life. None of them decide that they want to hang from a tree though. Okay,
No,
it's gonna be a gunshot. They're gonna jump in front of the train. They're gonna jump off the building or something of that, or they're gonna take some. If it's a woman, 9 out of 10, she may take some sleeping pills.
right.
Right? We ain't going through. That's too much trouble.
Yeah, and then
Convince
halfway through
yourself.
we might change our mind. So it's not a negative thing. I want to
That's
kill
right.
myself. I don't want to kill myself because
You
you might
got to
see
be
some breast.
prepared.
You might see
You
some
got to
breast
be
and a big
prepared. So
bottom
you
passing. You're like, damn, I don't want to die today. You know.
listen. Let me tell you something. You got to be prepared to be lynched. You got to find a tree. You got to have a rope. You got to be able to get up in the tree. You got to learn how to tie the knot. That's just too much trouble.
I
We're not
know.
going through. We're not going through all that trouble. That's
No, no,
somebody
no, no, no.
that's doing it. That's devious. Now I tell you this: they all of these suicides have been coming at back, determined. All of these lynchings, pardon me, have been
Hmm.
coming back determined to be suicides, right? And
That's a cover up.
there are no right there are no investigations. They're not looking for anybody. There's no leads and all of that. There's just suicide, and then that's just it. Yeah, go ahead. Pull your head out of the camera. We don't know you're eating. Uh,
I should just probably eat bravely in front of the camera because you know, since you out me, Charlie.
I'm thinking that what if, what if, all right, I take my time to say this. What if the entity that's doing all of these new lynchings is the police? Okay.
Hmm.
Um,
Didn't see you
you know,
going that way. I thought you was coming with some AI kind of stuff, but let's just go real.
no, let's think about it. They don't have it. They don't have any suspects. There are no suspects. All of the lynchings have been ruled a suicide. They're not
Mhm.
looking for anybody, and there are no witnesses. What if these people were not stopped by the police, pulled over, or told to get in the police car, taken somewhere, right? Then killed and hung. No witnesses, no anything, because I'm straight convinced that the Klan turned in their hoodies for badges. Okay,
Yeah, but let's go into the 5G moment of what if those same police in disguise is really AI?
what do you mean they're really AI? They're individuals with masks on or something?
No, what
Well,
if AI is doing the killing?
physically killing, kidnapping people and hanging them?
Well, artificial intelligence is actually an entity and it could be manifest. So while we think it's something somewhere in the clouds or in the breeze, because this sort of killing, it does not point even to a human condition because the friends disappear. So did the friends see who Nolan stayed back with? Why did Nolan stay back? And then why was he on the beach when he was in left in a party? So
Right. How
there's
do
a
you
mystery
explain that?
to no one see anything. So now we going into the spiritual realms then. So was Nolan taken by a forced spiritually and placed on the beach? Because if you don't want to believe that, and you don't have to, don't think it's not happening or it's unreal. Think about the young model who went up to a building and walked through a window and killed herself. Pretty young girl, suicide, had just won a beauty contest or something of the sort. That happened about 2, 3 years ago. Can you relate to that? Now, that was totally spiritual. She was driven by an entity and make her jump through a window and commit suicide. Because what we are about to observe right now and is happening
Right.
long ago
But
when you hear little voices in your head. No, now entities are coming in your presence, filling your mind and forcing you to do things that you would not regularly do. We are operating in a
I
different
can see,
dimension.
I can
Now,
see somebody. I can see somebody. The young lady is more uh, digestible. She has some type of mental breakdown. She has some type of nervous breakdown. Something in her head told her to jump. Something through her head told her to run through the window. That's very possible. It could very well be possible that the vaccines that people taken were actually computer chips that they're now controlling. But nevertheless, this is all hypotheticals. But let's say for whatever the reason that happened, that if that is the same thing where it's mind controlled, right? I have
Yes.
to now and right. But that mind control caused me to jump. Is that mind control strong enough to cause me to go to the store, buy a rope, go back out, tie that rope in a noose, then go back and find a tree, climb up that tree.
No, 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 no. That's too much different segments. Mind control is more direct. So that one is not mind
Right,
control.
right. So that's what I'm saying. That's too much to
Yeah, yeah,
do
yeah.
in these lynchings, right? So I can understand the young lady. I mean, that's one too. The mind flip, the chip was activated. She got depressed. She did whatever it is that she was going to do, and she jumped. I actually witnessed a woman try to commit suicide. Okay, a black woman. She tried to jump in front of the A train, and I had never seen anything like it. The cops was there. They was trying to prevent her from jumping. They had surrounded her, but when the train got close enough, she took off with such power and such determination that the police barely stopped the train from hitting her. So I can
Wow.
understand your scenario with the mind control. Makes perfectly good sense, but that's too much for a lynching. We're gonna
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
in
Too
we're
much.
gonna bring in the incomparable brother Peter Shiloh is joining us in this conversation.
Blessed love,
Much love.
Modest.
Now we don't know if we should say good morning to Peter Shiloh or good evening because Peter Shiloh fell asleep on us. So, but we want to say welcome to the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated Woman Auxiliary, Local 26, with your host, Sadie Gomez. How you doing, Peter Shiloh?
Blessings and blessings and enough blessings.
Well,
Good to
Peter
be here.
Shiloh, we have Roseanne in the house. She just said hello to Charlie. So I said, Roseanne, I'm
Yeah,
waiting with
man.
Peter,
No.
Peter to come on the show. Yes, she said, Shiloh, anytime with you. You're laughing now.
Blessed love,
You're
Roseanne.
here,
Blessed love,
Charlie.
blessed love.
So we welcome you. So,
Enough manners
how's
and respect
everything?
to Charlie. You see it? We not doing it with respect, and we did I respect to
Yes,
Charlie. You
sir.
see it? Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I respect.
yeah, that's yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah, Shiloh.
Likewise.
Blessings, Rosie, Empress Rosie. Blessings.
Okay, let's. Rosie still on top of that. Where did you last night? When did you fall asleep? Where did you go last night?
No, my connection up here is not so bright, in the
Okay,
hills.
all right. No talk, talk.
Hey,
Okay, the connection. Okay, so how are you today?
well, I'm alive and I'm giving thanks to be alive. And the greatest thing that life is the greatest gift
Yes.
from the Most High, and
Yes, it's been up
we
on the
must,
earth, yes. Mm-hmm.
yes,
Many
we
have
must
one
be
more, yeah,
grateful
here
for
still.
it. No matter what is happening,
Yes.
once life is going on, you're good.
Yeah, when
Where
life
there
is,
is life, there
yes.
is hope.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Life, there is hope.
Shiloh. Okay. So, Shiloh.
So what's the topic and what's going on? 'Cause I was late.
She was talking about some Nolan boy get disappear. What gets disappear? And I don't really know the boy, but she was talking about some guy named Nolan that get this that they killed on the beach on the
Nolan Wells.
beach.
Nolan
Nolan
Wells. They were
well.
talking about Nolan Wells, the young black boy that was killed, hanging out with his three white friends.
Wow,
And
So
the black boy.
yeah, the black
wow,
boy,
Yeah,
wow.
and
that's mm-mm.
yeah, so it's the mystery behind what happened. How come he the only one didn't make it home? How is it that just say he went out on a boat but then left his phone at the beach? How is it that we see him at a pool party that evening after the beach, but then they find his body the next day back at the beach? So
What?
there's a lot of questions and stuff that's going on. Crump, the attorney Crump is involved, and they're just looking for answers right now. And so before you came on, we had gone through the various scenarios, but we were talking about the pattern. This becoming a pattern of lynching that's happening in America. More and more black men are being found lynched, and they all have the same pattern because there are no suspects. There's no criminal invasions, criminal investigations. Pardon me, that's going on. All of everything has been ruled a suicide.
So
Wow.
And what we
you think this is a new thing like done by AI?
I don't think it's AI. I'm not convinced of that yet. I think that Empress Sadie is more convinced about the AI than I am.
AI, they are very deep in things. Very.
Right. So I believe that the AI it can be mind controlled. I believe that back during COVID when people were taking the vaccine, a lot of the speculation was that the vaccine was actually a liquid computer chip that they were putting into everyone's system that they could now control them and control their DNA. Um, so they were saying that mind control, and now they can make people do what they want them to do. I don't know if they got a chip to make black people want to lynch themselves. Okay, I just don't believe that. And black people are not big on suicide. We don't really commit suicide the way
It's the white people do that.
white people do that. And those of us that do commit suicide, it's either jumping in front of the train, jumping off the bridge, jumping off the
Or killing
building,
themselves.
or a gunshot. We are not hanging ourselves. We are not lynching ourselves, right, to commit suicide. That just is not happening. You cannot make me believe that we are lynching ourselves and that these are all suicides. Bullshit from every aspect of it.
That's right, Charlie, because really and truly, as we said, there are certain crimes that we do not involve in. It's just not part of our DNA, it's just not us. That we know for sure. But we are seeing that black people again has, as you say, a pattern. We cannot lynch our own self. We have no desire to do so. But if you see a black man hanging in a tree, somebody done it. But when you see a situation whereby a young black man was out with his friends, normally you think there's safety in number. So you figure that friends would, if you hang out with your friends, somebody would be able to tell the story. What is quite sinister also is the fact that they never told the boy's mother until the next day. Are you aware of that, Charlie?
Right, right.
So,
And they never turned the phone in. The mother's girlfriend had to track the phone to a phone tracker to find out that it was at one of the friends' house
right.
and that there was data from that night deleted off of the phone,
Mm.
right? And the fact that all of these kids and their parents all lawyered up immediately, all of those are red flags. Like they know
Yes,
something.
so this would show that they were trying to hide something, although I mean, maybe not, but this little part about the phone, I felt a little troubled over that because what were you all trying to hide in those hours that the boy was missing and yet you didn't contact his parents? And you all
Right.
left and went out together. What was if was one of the other little white boys? Would they have treated them the same way? The situation? I thought of that as well.
Right. I mean, the rule is that we go out together, we come back together.
Yes, that's part of the rule. That's why we
That's
hang
the
out in
rule.
in a gang.
Right. That's why we go in the game. So the mere fact that them white boys went out, the black boy didn't come back, they didn't go to the police, they didn't report him missing, they didn't report any suspicious activity, they wasn't running around talking about where our friend is. What they did was they got lawyers.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
So to
so
me,
then,
where I come from, we call that consciousness of guilt.
yes,
Okay.
once you start lawyering up, it means you can no longer speak to people. Whatever you say can and will go against you, and that means you were involved in something.
Right. Right.
So why wasn't it reported immediately? Why
Well,
wasn't it
It
reported?
wasn't reported immediately because it's some type of foul play. They didn't report it until the boy
Exactly,
didn't come
exactly.
home.
they took almost a day before it was reported.
Right,
same old Jim Crow.
right,
But
We,
also, these things happen. But as I said again, I'm going back to the parents. Sometimes the parents go to an affluent community and you tell your children, do not hang out with those niggas down the road in the ghetto or in the projects. You choose
right.
different friends. And sometimes in choosing different friends, because of your money, you end up with friends that is not in your same
lead.
complexion.
Hmm.
Because
Right.
your parents are doctors and lawyers, and you choose friends whose parents are the same. They may not be little black boys like you, and chances are they may not like you. But they wouldn't show they don't like you because their girlfriends is want to fall in love with you, piece of chocolate, ma'am, and they think their prettiest girl, you're gonna take her away. That can cause a vibes. So because Nolan is a young black boy and he's a good looking kid, and he's hanging out with these all white guys, and then they went somewhere to an island, which means they went to hang out and have more fun. I guess at that age, probably fun with the girls. Who knows? Because at 20 something, boys hanging out together, go on an island, they're going to have a little fun with the girls or something like that because, it's that type of energy. But for Nolan to disappear and don't come back, leave us wondering, did one of the girlfriends fall in love with Nolan and then the jealousy came and they unalived him and everybody say, let's keep it quiet? I mean, what happened?
I mean, there
We
was
were
some
not,
talk about some girl. There was some talk about a girl that was liking him and that they hooked up with. And that was the initial story that the boys went out on the boat and Nolan decided to stay back on land with the girl. That
all
was the
right, now
initial story.
that can make sense in a black man sort of way. I can see that happening. But then, how he stay back without his phone?
Right, right.
Your phone is your next
We don't
girlfriend.
go
Come on now.
nowhere. Listen, we don't go nowhere without our phone. I had left the house without my phone and felt like somebody had cut the oxygen off. I
Well,
couldn't
I just
breathe.
say,
I got to, I got to
I
go.
can
My,
imagine, right?
my whole day is a waste of time if I don't have my phone. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's like you're naked
he
without your phone.
right. So he didn't just leave the phone. Something happened that the phone and he was separated.
That's the
He was
part I'm thinking
separated from his
about,
phone. Yeah.
It
because
sounds real
why would he
fishy.
give up his phone? Like, okay, hold on to my phone. I'm staying in this island with this girl. No, you want your phone.
You want your phone. You want your phone because listen, the phone has become a part of you. Even if you
Yeah.
don't have nothing to do with it, you want your phone and for nothing else in case of emergencies. That's
So
what we always
who is
say.
this girl and where she come from?
One of them little white girls that was on the island.
You
Yeah.
know where is she now?
Where is he?
She now.
Oh, she? Uh I'm not sure, but I do know that she talked to the police. There was some stuff online about what she had said, her interview and things of that nature. But there's a lot of mixed information and inconsistencies in these stories.
I
Uh, I kind of fell off on the story and what was going on during the convention. Uh, but and there, I do know that there's some new developments also, but I just have not had an opportunity to find out what they are.
Well, it's clearly that that some jealous. He got killed by one of the girl. Man, that's the thing. Or maybe those three girls wanted those three men wanted the girl, and he come and get her, and it caused a big jealousy. 'Cause as with the old say, these chocolate men are in demand.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unfortunately,
It's a
to
plan.
me, that's the lesser of two evils, right? And so, if there have to be a scenario, I would prefer it be that scenario where this is an incident that transpired, this event based off jealousy
Yeah,
and over a girl. This is a fight or a dispute over a woman, right?
yeah,
Horrible and horrific, no matter what the reason is. But at least if it's that, we could take race out of the equation. Because right now, if you ask me, don't no black kids need to be hanging out with a bunch of white kids right now, if you ask
well,
me.
not only black kids. I hang out with my white brethren. We call him my brother. And when he take me to this white restaurant, a woman was there and said, "If that nigger is eating here, I'm not eating here." It was in Mr. Bomber time. I said, "Come on, this is a civilized time. You don't see we have a black president?" She looked shamed like a dog. I said, "Come on, we're all civilized now. Don't you see we have a black president?" Yeah, you see that?
Yeah,
Those
no, no,
those dark
no,
Wow.
age. Yeah, I said those dark ages behind us.
no.
Imagine an
Listen,
imagine a nigger talking these things to a white.
Obama, I tell everybody that stuff that we going through now is Obama fault, right? And people be like, "What you talking about, Wim boy?" I'm like, "It's Obama's fault because none of this was happening like this until he got into office, and we found out that political correctness could no longer hold their racist bigotry degradation. It could no longer be a mask to keep it under control. The mask fell off when Obama came into the office. Less than 90 days after Obama got into office, they formed the Tea Party. That was the beginning of it. Less than 90 days, the white people lost their mind. And it's been chaos ever since. So Obama getting in and the mass of political correctness falling off, it produced and empowered Donald Trump,
You want to
which
continue?
now
Just put that
officially
there.
promotes white supremacy from the White
Just
House.
see yourself. Just see yourself.
Y'all here? Y'all with me?
Yes,
Oh,
I am
y'all,
here with you.
oh, y'all doing another show that I don't know about.
No, I was about to give Roseanne some view on the camera because she's sitting opposite from the desk. So I was trying to angle the camera where we could both be on because if she put on her phone, it will cause an echo. So I'm just telling her, you want to share my camera? But in any case, Charlie, the situation is one whereby, as I said, I look in a little deeper. I look into as the parents because we have to school our children about the thing that was called slavery. We have to school our children, and being black, no matter the fact that you have money, you're still black. Because this is a case where this young black man could have extended his life if he had different friends. His friends let him down because he got dressed one night or one morning of July the 4th, which you know is very ritualistic. You must give in one on July the 4th because it's a
No,
day
he
of
couldn't have been
offering.
celebrating no damn July the 4th. But go ahead, that's another story.
Right. So July the 4th, he had no business out with his white friends because they had to give up a nigger somewhere. And he was it's quite unfortunate that this young man was chosen to be this sacrificed. So I know he cannot speak for himself at this time, but truly he was gone before his time. I don't feel it was his time to die. I feel he was set up and end up in a situation that was too big for him. They probably took him out in the middle of the ocean and tell him to swim. He probably like, how, I don't know how I can do that. One of those forceful kind of do's is what I'm feeling in my spirit that happened to this young man. But that morning of July, he woke up and went out. He was not prepared to die. I'm a young man full of life, handsome young man too. So the girls was there with him, and something bad happened. But we have to warn our children. I have the twin boys, nephews, and they go to a school that is quite mixed, but we urge them a little bit. Their roots, look towards that area. Although you never know what their choices could be, because you, as a young man, you have to pick your own friends. But pick friends that you feel a little safe with. Pick friends. So we have to school our children, because this young man, Nolan, I think it was a wrong bunch of friends that he chose. Let him have been with five other black boys. They went to a basketball game. I think the thing could have turned out differently. So I just felt a little sadness that we have to teach our children the safety about being among your own. Because if you's one black boy among six white friends and then you end up unalive, nobody got your back. Nobody was looking out for you. So let this be a lesson to our black children. So I want to skip off this topic for a little while, because I want to catch on this topic of 71 young women were found in a tunnel. You know about that story, Charlie?
in a
I,
tunnel
I I heard about it. I saw
in New
actually saw it
York.
on the news.
In New York.
Yes,
Yeah,
I saw it on the news.
So you tell me now, let me just lay the groundwork here. 13-year-old to 15-year-old Jewish girls dressed with their long sleeve shirts and skirts do not go nowhere hunting a tunnel, especially when the tunnel end up in somewhere by cousin Epstein house. I'm just telling you. Where were they going?
it was off to see the wizard. I don't know.
Because that, is quite sinister, because Jewish girls 13 years old don't go anywhere unescorted. You know that. They barely go to the movies. And if they go to the mall, I've seen them, they have the escorts with them. Some
Right.
auntie tanty old lady in a flower dress walking 3 feet behind them, because they don't go anywhere. So how could 71 Jewish girls look like school age find themselves wandering around a tunnel? They took a wrong move? Or was that another kidnapping gone bad? I mean, what's going on?
Well,
I mean,
Mr. Finkelstein would
Oh,
say,
oh.
Mr.
We welcome Peter Shiloh to the show.
Mr. Finkelstein would say they had escaped because they are using them to make meat.
Oh,
Serious thing. So
oh.
maybe they escaped the judgment. 'Cause
Well,
a lot of things is happening, and they're not taking Mr. Finkelstein serious. He is real serious when he talks, Mr. Finkelstein. Check him out. Yes. I mean the bad Jew, the bad breed Jew. He speak the truth. Just like how you speak the truth, he speaks the truth. And he doesn't care. And it's the truth. So we gotta be very careful. I have my white friends, and when they are amongst me, I am so protected of them. Because I know that there are some black people that doesn't like white people. You understand? I know that. So when they are with me, I make sure protect
it's
them
only
very
Jewish girls,
much.
not no straight girls. Only Jewish girls. The, but the family sell them, and sell their phone. So now, the pity of these 71 Jewish girls coming out from a tunnel because they went on some field trip and took a wrong turn. Now, where's the
hiding
explanation for
in the
that?
tunnel. What field trip taking them to the tunnel? What?
I, I,
What?
I ain't get it. I really ain't get it. What?
Well, I don't know what where the end of the tunnel and whose living room it was going to pop up into, because I would also like to know why it is that that number, of course, it wasn't one to say she ran away and she was a bad little girl and she ran away with a friend and they got in trouble. 71 mean that was orchestrated
Right, right. So that's no accident. That's what I'm saying. They were being led someplace,
somewhere.
all right,
And take the wrong turn.
and take the wrong turn. Now,
Yes.
it has been said that there are a bunch of tunnels
So who
under
was with
these
them?
Jewish synagogues, right? That there are a bunch of tunnels. And I would imagine that a lot of these tunnels may lead directly to that other ideal Jewish fellow, the matriarch of Judaism, Jeffrey
Mr.
Epstein,
Sprinkle, Mr.
No,
Sprinklestein Bedroom.
that would be cousin Jeff.
cousin Jeff, the matriarch
Yep.
of Judaism, cousin Jeff, right? And we all have heard about these tunnels. So
Yes.
the fact that you got 71, 70 to
Ages
71
between
teenage
13,
girls,
13 to 15, which is not even age of consent.
right?
Oh,
So they probably wasn't even, because that was stock. Okay, they were stock. They're being trafficked. Okay, and something went wrong in the tunnels, and somebody found the stock. Somebody found the chattel, because I bet my last dollar that they were being sold.
That's
Yeah.
my yeah, that's my definite feeling. That was somebody have a package to deliver and a
Right,
briefcase would have been in exchange, and that went wrong. So the girls were just caught in limbo. They
right.
probably didn't even know what to do.
And from what I was reading, they've been in the tunnel since June.
So who from them?
Then what?
Since June,
Who from them?
They in the
Who from them?
wait. They in the tunnel since June.
they was from what I heard, I read somewhere they have been in those tunnels since June 25th.
So that was a hiding place for them then. It wasn't just an evening walk. They were led there as cattle to be
Right,
sold at a given time.
right.
or to be
They
turned
might,
meat.
they might tell me.
Mhm.
What from them?
Mr. Finkelstein says when your child is missing, he becomes meat.
By McDonald's.
Not
Listen,
yes, not
listen to this.
yes.
June 10th, the
I'm from.
incident involved 70 to
Yes.
71
Yeah.
schoolgirls
Yes,
from the
yes.
monastery
Uh-huh.
who entered a large drainage tunnel in New York City on June the 10th were all safely found with no serious injuries. June
So
10th.
they were
That's
away for quite a while. That's 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's
Oh,
over a
that's a
month.
month.
This is July 26th.
Okay, I'm sorry for my calculation because the shock of it all have me missing my mathematics. This is actually
That's six
over
weeks.
31 days.
Yeah, almost 6 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, another question. Where are their parents again?
That's the
Because
thing.
my daughter, 13 years, has been gone for 6 weeks, and I didn't report it to the police.
Right, right.
They are all
And
in this.
71 other parents did not report
Didn't
it to the
report
police
it.
either.
Right.
So
They,
where is my
And it
daughter?
ain't been no big story in the news when they're looking for a group of young girls missing from the monastery. That wasn't all in the news.
It was it was not in the news. It only became the news when the girls pop up in the wrong
So it looks
yard.
like these girls were just
It's
discovered
So how come
or
nobody filed
somehow
any missing report? No
no,
missing nothing, missing
when
report.
it was found.
who found them?
So where's my missing daughter that left her home and on June 10th and did not come back home? She's only 13. Nobody reported that
Right, right. Nobody reported it. Why
She
nobody
wasn't.
reported
because
it?
71 parents is not responsible for wondering where my child is.
The president could have
Because
jail.
there's a 71 different children with parents, mother and father, because it's to take two to make a baby. So daddy did
No,
not
it's
ask where his daughter is.
71, 71 girls. Listen, if my daughter stayed too long at the store, I'd be having a panic attack. You know what I mean?
That's
But
what I'm
you
saying.
got
Peter Shiloh, please mute your
70
phone. I think
girls
to get a disturbance.
You want to
between the
you want
ages
to
of
go to
13
jail? The president
and
to go to
18.
jail? You can't talk. You talk to the thing. Talk right now.
Between the ages of 13 or
You got to
so.
wait. That's a talk. You can hear what? You got to
Talk.
look at it. Those people go to jail.
Hey,
They need to go to jail. And it's young girls.
young girls.
Young girls.
Starting at age 13. I think they said 13 to
The
18.
13,
13 to 18.
the 13. And when I was a teenager, from 12 years old, my virginity started to jump. Jump, 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 jump. It's young girls like that. When need prayers and guidance. It's girls like that. And the parents have a lot to do with it. Yes. Because young teenager now start to, it is very serious. They need to go to jail.
Somebody need to go to jail, but we don't, this country don't prosecute pedophiles, obviously,
But it's Jews, they got to spare them.
because the president's, being accused of being that. So,
It's Jews.
Well,
we
they're trying to legalize pedophilia in this country because they're trying to make it a condition like homosexuality. I was born that way. So
you
that's why
what
they
you
add the extra letters to LGBTQ, RSGBTZ. They
so
keep
you
adding
you was
because they're
born
trying
that
to make,
way to be attracted to children?
well,
Is that what they're
mm,
saying?
Europe, Europe has some strange fetishes. We don't do it in Africa. We see children as precious and we see old people as precious, but in Europe, it was something where in the days of Caligula, it was a choice package. Like, I have $10 million and a little boy that keeps me warm at night. It was that kind of European culture, let's say. Because even you see in the movies or sometimes in pictures, all of a sudden a little 10-year-old boy appears somewhere in between the adults, and they have to haste him away. That's because he's one lover to one of the rich guys. You see it in the European kind of flavors.
Maybe
It's
so.
quite acceptable, you know.
Yeah, I know
Hidden.
a lot of they used to say there used to be a joke about Greece. They used to say in Greece, how do you separate the men from the boys?
You can't.
They would say with a crowbar.
It's, it's young girls.
Now, listen,
It's,
some things are just truth, and it's historically so.
it's
It's
young
totally
girls.
so,
You
yeah.
have to talk on your phone. You can't. Yeah, so Charlie, I don't know how we're looking on time, but I have to. I'm going to leave here. Rosan's heading to New Jersey, and we're going to take the train. So we're going to wind up our show in a quick time. And mosquitoes is biting my feet like crazy. So if you see me having the jiggies, but we had a really good day at the marketplace today,
How's the
and
marketplace? Can you move your camera around so I can see what the marketplace look like?
no, well, because we pack up.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I can only have this little yeah, because things are kind of packed up in boxes. We look pretty when we outside spread out. Because I
Okay.
have 4 tables, so we pretty like that. But I pack those things back neatly in the plastic bags and Yeah. So, but next Sunday, however, I will stay out so I can feature the marketplace on the film because 7 o'clock is still bright. So that's a very good idea, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do like
Mm-hmm.
7 to 7:30 outside and just feature. But we would like to know you all to know for my listening audience that the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated Local 26 do have a marketplace at 48 Cornelia Street in Brooklyn, 11221. Please come by. We have gotten our new Ethiopian scarves and shamas ready to go, and the prices are just really, really comfortable, just between 35 to $40. And you can get something for $30 as well. And we do have items for $10, like the handbags for $15 as well. We will be having some jewelry coming this week, and I will be able to show everyone what's happening. So again, remember to come to the Ethiopian World Federation Marketplace. It's the marketplace of Local 26. And we are always here for you. We do wellness shots as well. And please feel free to drop by. We open in the morning from 9, we close at 8 o'clock. Or if it gets too dark, we could probably close at 7. But we try to run a long day to facilitate all our people. And we invite other locals to come by as well. Today we had a visit from our first vice president, Miss Linda. She came by and she spent some money really, really in the camp. And we had also Miss Roseanne Mitchell from Local 26 coming by as well, filling our camp again monetarily. So we were able to hit it nice today. 3 on the Richter scale, so we're doing good. So we want to continue in the direction that we are heading. So we invite other locals. Please feel free to come by. And on next Friday, we will be having our soup kitchen. So that's happening before Sunday, where our international president will be feeding the first 50 people. I know he might rest down the spoon after 5, but he'll be there to look at the community and, our logo, let the hungry be fed, and we will clothe some people because we do have a free table as well during the week. So feel free to come by. And on Friday, you have your soup day. So come by for your soup, and we would have something on our free table that you may enjoy. Or if not, we may have a dollar table, but we always have something that you can enjoy. So feel free to come by. We would like you to also join us on our radio show next Sunday because we're going to wrap up a little early at the same time. We hope everyone enjoyed our show and our million viewers out there. We want to say good night.
Praise to whom all praise our due is the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated. Women Auxiliary presents Empress. As